Welcome to Ancient Echoes, Coins and Culture of the Ancients, the channel that takes you on a captivating journey through the intricate tapestry of history, numismatics, and the rich cultural heritage of civilizations long past. I'm your host, and together we'll dive deep into the fascinating world of ancient coins. Those small, metallic windows into the past that reveal stories of empires, trade, artistry, and the essence of societies that once flourished. Join me as we uncover the secrets behind these small but powerful artefacts, exploring the tales they tell about economies, politics, art, and the daily lives of our predecessors. We'll venture into the remarkable cultures that minted these coins, decoding symbols, inscriptions, and designs that carry the echoes of distant eras. So, whether you're a seasoned numismatist, a history enthusiast, or someone eager just to discover the hidden gems of antiquity, Ancient Echoes is your gateway to the enthralling world of coins and culture from ages gone by. One way to delve into the history of Rome is through poetry. Poems can tell us a multitude of things, including how the Romans interacted with their architectural and cultural surroundings. I will now read two poems which paint two very different pictures of the city. The first is an excerpt from Virgil's Aeneid, in which the Arcadian settler Evander shows the Trojan leader Aeneas around the future site of Rome in an epic poem about Rome's origins. Scarcely had these things been spoken. Next, going forward, he points out both the altar and the gate, which the Romans call by the name Carmental, an ancient tribute to the nymph Carmentis, a fate-speaking seer who first prophesied that the descendants of Aeneas would be great and Pallanteum distinguished. After this, he points out a vast grove, which spirited Romulus transformed into the asylum, and the lupercal beneath a chilly cliff, named from the Lycian Pan after the Arcadian manor. Furthermore, he points out also the wood of the holy Argilentum, and calls the place as witness and tells of the death of his guest Argus. After this, he leads him into the Tarpeian abode and to the capital, now golden but once rough with wooden thickets. Already at the time, the awesome holiness of the place used to terrify the trembling rustics. Already at that time they used to shudder at the wood and the rock. "This grove," said he, "this hill with its leafy peak, a god inhabits, which god is uncertain. The Arcadians believe they have seen Jupiter himself, when often he shook the dark aegis in his right hand and roused the storm clouds. Moreover, you see these two towns with broken walls, the remains and monuments of men of old. The citadel Father Janus founded, this one Saturn, this one had the name Janiculum, that one Saturnalia." As they said such things among themselves, they entered the dwelling of Papa Evander, and on all sides they saw cattle mooing in the Roman Forum and the smart Carinae. Now, the second poem is from Ovid's Tristea, where Ovid, banished from Rome by the Emperor Augustus, imagines his book of poems visiting the sites in the city that he is no longer able to visit in person. "When I had spoken these things with faltering tongue, there was scarcely one person to show me the way. May the gods grant you what they have not bestowed upon our poets, to be able to live comfortably in your native land. Come, then, lead me. I shall follow, although I come bearing my foot in exhaustion over land and sea from a distant world." He obeyed, and as he held me, he said, "This is Caesar's Forum, this is the way that has its name from the sacred rites. This is Vesta's spot, which preserves the Palladium and the fire. This was the little palace of ancient Numa." Then, making for the right, he said, "That's the gate of the Palatine. Here's Jupiter's Stator. In this spot Rome was first founded. While I am marvelling at each and everything, I see doorposts, conspicuous with gleaming weapons, and a dwelling worthy of a god." "Is this Jupiter's home as well?" I said. What made me think was the augury given to my mind by a wreath of oak. When I heard its master, I said, "I'm not wrong. It's true that this home is mighty Jupiter's too. But why is the door veiled by laurel placed in front of it? And why does a shady tree place round its august foliage? Is that because the house has earned constant triumphs, or because it has always been loved by the Leucadian god? Is it because of its joyful itself, or because it makes all things joyful? Or is that mark of peace it has bestowed on earth, and as laurel is forever green and is not plucked with falling leaves, so the house has everlasting glory? The reason for the wreath placed over it is declared by a caption. It declares that the citizens have been saved by the aid of this man. Add to those you have saved one citizen, most excellent father, who lies far off, banished at the edge of the world, in whose case no crime accounts for his punishment, which he confesses he deserved, but his own terror. Wretched me! I feel the spot, and I feel the powerful one, and my lettering is shaken with trembling dread. Do you see my paper grow pale with bloodless hue? Do you see my alternating feet? Tremble, at some time I pray. May you be on good terms with my parent, and may you be seen by him, O house, under the same masters. After that, at an pace, I am led up the lofty steps to the shining temple of the unshorn god, where there are statues alternating with foreign pillars, the daughters of Belus and their father, barbaric with his drawn sword, and whatever men ancient and modern have conceived in their learned breast is available for inspection by those who wish to read. I started to look for my siblings, obviously excluding those whom their own father would wish he had not brought to birth. As I looked in vain, the custodian appointed to the place ordered me to depart from the holy spot. I make my way to another temple, joined to a neighbouring theatre, the Theatre of Marcellus. Access to this was too forbidden to my feet, nor did liberty allow me to touch her halls, which were the first to open to learned books. The fate of the wretched father spills over onto his offsprings, and we, his children, endure the banishment that he himself bore. The two poems, Virgil's Aeneid and Ovid's Tristia, provide contrasting perspectives on Rome and its significance, reflecting the different contexts and emotions of the authors. In Virgil's Aeneid, the description of Rome is laden with a sense of destiny, grandeur, and mythological significance. The portrayal revolves around the legendary origins of Rome, focusing on the interaction between Aeneas, a Trojan leader, and Evander, an Arcadian settler. The poem emphasises Rome's divine foundation as Evander guides Aeneas through various key locations, such as the altar, gates, grove, and monuments. The tone is one of reverence, and the imagery highlights Rome's connection to the gods and prophecies. The Lupercal, the Argilentum, and the Capitol are all depicted as sacred sites linked to divine manifestations and ancestral history. The description emphasises the awe-inspiring holiness of the place, underscoring its significance as the future seat of power. This portrayal aligns with the Roman concept of destiny and the belief in a divine plan for the city's rise to prominence. Ovid's Tristia, written during his exile from Rome, presents a starkly different perspective on the city. Ovid's description is infused with a deep sense of longing, nostalgia, and isolation. As he imagines his book visiting the city sites that he is barred from seeing himself, the tone becomes reflective and melancholic. Ovid's Rome is portrayed as a place of painful memories and missed opportunities. The sites he describes, such as Caesar's Forum, the Sacred Way, and Vesta's Spot, carry emotional weight, as they remind him of his past life and achievements. The imagery of doorposts adorned with weapons and the mention of Jupiter's home invoked both the grandeur of the city and the power that led to its own downfall. The focus on his own exile and the restrictions placed on him creates a sense of isolation, frustration, and unfilled aspirations. The mention of the laurel-wreathed door and its caption symbolises the irony of his own achievements leading to his banishment. His inability to access certain sites, like the Temple of Liberty and its library, underscores his loss of intellectual and creative freedom. Ovid's portrayal emphasises the personal impact of his exile and conveys a sense of disconnection from his own literary legacy and the city he once celebrated. In summary, Virgil's Aeneid presents a Rome characterised by its mythic origins and destiny, while Ovid's Tristia portrays a city imbued with personal memories, longing, and the emotional turmoil of exile. These contrasting perspectives showcase the complex interplay between historical context, individual experience, and literary interpretation in shaping how Rome is depicted in these poems. As we come to the end of this episode of Ancient Echoes, Coins and Culture of the Ancients, I want to thank you for joining me on this exploration of the past through the lens of numismatics. The journey we've embarked on is just the beginning, and there are countless more ancient coins and stories to uncover. If you've enjoyed this episode and want to continue delving into the captivating tales of ancient civilizations, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. Until next time, I'm reminding you that the echoes of the past are still all around us waiting to be heard. Thank you for tuning into Ancient Echoes, Coins and Culture of the Ancients.